So, what? Welcome back to the world of Sanctum.
Thank you.
Muting myself
What
now.
do y'all remember from the last session?
We're about to head off to the north to go and see if Kurok's any of his family members or any of his tribes have survived.
Oh.
Right.
And he was very upset, and I couldn't convince him to not go, so I decided to go with him.
So,
In the words
you,
of
Kurok-
Oracle, I want to die.
So, you, Kurok, and you, Rolo, make your way down to the docks, where, when you get there, you see a whole bunch of soldiers,
Okay.
humans, dragonborn mostly, all gathered together. It's so you get there at like it's starting to slowly become evening. So like the sun is like starting to set on the horizon, and everyone's getting ready to eat. You guys arrive, and all the soldiers are starting to settle down. A couple of them getting out like a couple of meats and like making like stews and having bread with it and stuff. And there's a couple around the fires and stuff.
Fast forward. Sailing's
In
boring.
the
Fast forward.
in the so as you get to the docks, you arrive close to one of the ships, and there is Lexios standing over there preparing the plans for moving over across the sea.
Who's Lexius again?
Darius's father.
Oh.
Who's
And
Darius again?
what's the wife's name again? Vegeta.
Vedita.
Vegemite. Okay, so it's Vegemite. Got it.
It's over.
Ah! Good evening. You ready to sail tonight?
I think he's talking to you.
Me. Yes, of course. Always ready to set off on an adventure. What time are we leaving?
We shall be leaving as soon as dawn breaks, when the sun is fully set. Traveling by the night is gonna be tough, but we would like to start off through the night. There's some people resting up, getting ready to man the ships while we set sail.
Just so we know, which ship are we going on?
This one right here. You will be sailing with me. I mean, a king needs his best guards, and who better
Oh,
to
very
guard the
flattering.
king than those who guarded the prince? Am I right?
Which prince is this now?
My son, Kurok. Darius.
You have a son called Kurok Darius? How peculiar.
That's a weird coincidence, Kurok. It's quite strange that he might have your name.
It is a very weird coincidence.
My son named Darius.
Yes, Kurok Darius.
No, I'm correcting myself, Kurok.
Oh, pleased to meet you, correcting myself. I am Kurok.
He puts his head in his hands, and he looks up and he says, "Would you care for a bite to eat?"
Daddy.
What?
Danielle
Danielle is probably,
I know,
yeah,
she's
she's probably
so-
laughing.
Oh god.
Yes, that would be great.
Right,
We do
well,
need
we've
more
got-
strength.
We have the soldiers setting up the food over here, so feel free to enjoy yourselves.
I know Kurok's
Um,
probably
Oh,
quite
very much
hungry.
so.
I know your appetite's reputation precedes itself.
I just start nodding.
As you sit down and get handed a bowl of stew with some bread, you sit among a couple of soldiers. And the one turns to you and he looks and he says, "You're going to check if your people are still okay."
I'm just gonna keep munching. I don't really notice him.
Damn. Am I there?
Yeah, you're
I
there.
am literally paying attention to the food.
He's not one to be disturbed while he's eating, is he?
No, he's generally got quite a one-track mind, and especially so when it comes to ale and food.
Ale?
Yes, we are. Kurok, I think it's best we stay sober for this journey. Yeah, he's going to go see if his tribesmen are safe.
Who is?
We are. Kurok.
Oh yes.
That's why we're here and not with the group.
I see. It must have been a hard decision to leave them.
Nope. I say munching down.
Well,
It was a hard decision to give up trying to make him not leave, but here we are.
well, one does what one needs to protect their own family.
Yup.
That is why I am leaving.
Really? What? Where are you going then, in particular, or just in general to protect your? Lovely.
I'm heading the same way you are, but not to the Goliaths, as it were. I'm going to protect the shoreline, so they don't end up coming across the sea. Whatever is plaguing the northern lands, if it spreads down here, that will leave everything at risk. And not just the Goliaths or the civilizations up north, but everything.
Yes, we must all do our part in this war to keep as many people safe as we can. Hopefully, we can accomplish our mission and get back with the rest of them and help them with their mission as soon as possible.
Yes. Well, we should be leaving after the meal is over. We have a long journey ahead of us, so you best rest up.
Yes, I agree.
Are there
you ready to-
seconds?
Sorry?
I'm finished.
Well, there's more in the pot if you would like. Some of the soldiers aren't as hungry. Must be the nerves. Not a lot of them deal with sailing very well.
Well, to be honest, I've never really done it either, so this is going to be an experience.
Neither have I.
Ah, so we've got something in common.
I'm quite
And how
hungry.
did you end up
Definitely gonna be
here,
interesting.
Kurok?
Huh?
What is a Goliath doing across the sea from his home then?
I traveled here seeking a challenge to prove myself worthy and to go back to my village. It appears that I will test my worth at my village this time.
Wow, be deep.
Interesting philosophy you Goliaths have. I respect it. Well, we should start packing up. We should be leaving soon.
Okay.
And the night starts to die down as everyone starts to pack up, and evening hits. Very, very dark, very, very late at night.
Very scary,
After
much
everyone's
dark,
packed up
such
and
wow.
moved everything onto the ships. You guys begin to head onto the ships, and you begin to set sail into the vast ocean.
I'll go sailing.
I feel like I would like to... Is Kurok singing?
Beyond sea.
I would...
I don't want to get
Can I roll to see if I get seasick? Because I've never been... to the
Yeah, both of you roll Constitution saving throw.
Damn it, Daegan. Keep your mouth shut. Yeah.
2 and then a 4. So it's 4 total. Oh no! This is gonna be a horrible ride.
So you don't throw up yet, but you will eventually.
Is that a 1 or 7? Oh no, it's a 1.
A natural 1 and he ate so much. Oh, God.
As the ship leaves, you guys already start to feel woozy.
My
Oh,
face is all
God.
green.
And you guys start to throw up
Oh, this is Fergus.
over the
not-
side of the board of the.
Oh God, this
You
is
guys throw
this is
up
worse
over
than I
the side of
expected.
the ship. And
Oh, there
what
goes the
what?
stew.
Why did the music not leave?
Because you told it
It
to.
hates you.
I didn't tell it to leave.
It doesn't like you.
Rude.
Music
Anyway.
bot.
You are rude, I agree.
Okay.
Having a
There you
tough
go.
time.
So you guys end up throwing off over the side of the
Throwing off. I'll throw Kurok.
throwing up. Sorry, off the side of the ship,
Yes, I get it.
and because of the throwing up, you guys are now currently fatigued.
Oof. Oh, I hate throwing up in real life. It's like I'll do anything to avoid it.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's
So
actual thunder outside.
it's part of exhaustion. So now you would take a both of you will take a disadvantage on ability checks.
Great.
As you guys are sailing in the distance, you, after like a couple hours of sailing in the distance, you hear fireworks coming from.
Excuse me, Rob. I don't believe I know what fireworks are.
So, you see magic
Big boom! Might
sparkles
flash.
in the sky. Magic sparkles in the sky that make loud banging sounds. Coming from the island where you guys were,
Ah,
or the land
Interesting.
where you guys were.
are they celebrating the departure?
The sea.
It seems like my wife has thrown a party without me.
Oh, are we talking to?
Yeah, you see Lexios come up behind, like Lexios comes up behind you guys as you guys are looking at the fireworks.
Excuse me, I have a question about Lexius.
Yeah.
Is he a car?
No, he's not a car.
It's not a Lexus.
And this is why
It's
our session is gonna take 2 hours.
Lexus and Vegeta. That's the
Oh, God.
Darius' parents.
Okay, so he says that while he walks up behind you guys.
Ah, it's quite beautiful.
Yes, well, she's probably spending all the money I left her with while she was there. Typical of her to start celebrating when I've left.
I'm sure it's more of a celebration of the meaning of you leaving, not quite you leaving.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it would be a little more under control if I was there. She wouldn't be spending too much. You know, she likes to go overboard and get all excited about these things. But I guess it is good morale for the people.
Yeah, and probably the troops too.
You know what? We shall light one in celebration to them. It's not really much the same thing, but I think a flare would do. And he goes into the base of the ship and brings out a flare and shoots it up into the sky.
Ooh, pretty.
And you just see her go.
I'm
You
sorry,
hear
Rob, what
Rob
the sound does it make
making
again?
noise.
Oh wow! And he says, "This is going to be a long journey.
No,
I'm going to miss my home.
I should have walked.
Walk
Do
to
you-
the bottom of the sea, Goliath."
Whatever it takes to not be on this damned boat.
What on
Yeah.
earth are you talking about, man? It's wonderful.
We-
The sea!
I throw
We're
up all
very,
over,
very sick.
Like right next to him.
I need someone to clean up here, please. We don't want this rolling around the rest of the ship.
Yeah, we definitely prefer dry land to this.
I
both
can
feeling
see
a little
that.
bit under the weather.
You landlubbers are not used to this. I can just imagine how flying on top of a dragon would render you catatonic.
Now that sounds like an exciting way to travel.
Yeah, a
Flying
bit
by
high in the
dragon.
sky. That will be a bit more motion sicky for you guys, but I think you might enjoy it.
As long as the dragon doesn't mind a bit of mess on its back, it should be good.
Just try to throw up off the dragon and not on it, and I think you guys will be okay.
The wind would push it back into our faces.
Mm. Anyway, I'm going to head off to sleep. I need some rest.
Okay,
You
good
two
night,
can
Robert.
keep watch. Oh my
Sure.
god. As you
Keep watch for what exactly? We're in the middle of the sea.
Rocks.
well, Rolo is not wrong. There could be rocks in the middle of the sea that we might hit into, and there's a vast amount of features that look at our ships as more of a snack rather than a friendly passerby.
I just start looking even more queasy. Shouldn't be telling me this.
Although I think throwing up might deter them as much as as it will keep them here. So keep doing what you're doing.
Will do.
How long is the journey?
As long as focuses stick.
Should be about 5 days, I would say. Maybe a
Wow.
week.
Wow, I did not know I was signing up for this long of a journey, Kurok. What have you gotten me into?
What have you gotten me into?
What? Ha! What? Kurok, we're here because of you, not because of
I
me.
was
You
going
realize-
to walk the whole way, but no. I just had to get dragged onto the ship.
I just give up.
The fireworks in the distance begin to fade and stop.
Okay.
I want you to roll a perception check.
Who?
Let me guess, there's a big
Both of you.
old creature somewhere.
Is there any rule against like rolling 3 nat 1s in a row?
No,
Did you
there
roll
is no
another nat
rule.
1?
No, I rolled a 6, thankfully.
I got 12.
What is a perception
So-
check though? Let me have a look. So it's gonna be 8 total. We're rolling low.
Together it's 20.
Unlike Danny on Christmas.
What did you guys roll?
12 and an 8. I got 12, you got an 8.
12 and an 8.
Out of 12. Keep that in mind.
So you
Out of 12?
Yes.
No.
so who got 12, Rolo?
I did, yes.
You notice the water so you throw up off the side of the ship,
Yeah.
and as you notice, so the water seems like a very dark blue, and
No
for
shit,
a
Sherlock.
moment it almost feels like you feel like you're seeing things, but you don't know if you are or not. But you kind of like turn your vision for a second and you look back, and the water is actually just like there's a dark shadow in the water, but you don't know if it's moving or not.
Do you see a shadow off the side of the deck here? Does it seem like the water's gotten darker?
Do I see it, Robert?
You don't notice that the water has gotten darker. You just always thought the water was that dark.
I think I should probably tell someone about this. I'm gonna see if there's any other guards up. Is there any,
Yes.
do I see anyone?
Definitely.
So
I say, not knowing what he's saying because I'm so dazed. I'm like, not trying to be sick.
you look around the ship, and there's 2 guards standing at the head of the ship.
Okay, I walk over to them, trying not to fall over in my own vomit. Well,
Oh, keep your balance, human.
Oh, and he's
sorry,
already-
sorry to bug you guys, but I've noticed something strange off the side of the ship. It seems like the water's all of a sudden gotten darker. I'm not sure if it's the low lights or
Oh, if
if
it's
it's
your mom.
something to worry about.
Yes, well, I noticed that as well. But it could just be the tides shifting. Maybe it's the moonlight. I don't know.
Hmm.
It seems
I don't
like in
know,
a
it's
large
just-
area, like it's whatever this is. It's the whole area around our ship is around all our ships seems to be dark. So
Seems like a boss fight to me.
That's what's worrying me is because it wasn't this dark a second ago, and now it seems to have changed. I don't think something that big can move like that.
No.
well,
That's what
could
she
be
said.
could be the
God.
moonlight shifting over the clouds. I mean, if you look in the distance and he shows you,
Stop coming up
The-
with excuses, Robert.
the darker water is all under all the ships. So
It's a kraken, and you
know.
know it.
I'm not convinced.
Neither am I, even though I don't
I
care.
mean,
Can-
I've encountered different sea monsters before, and I don't think I've. If it would be one, I don't think I've ever seen one this huge.
Hey, there's a first for everything. Maybe we should alert the captain or the king. Sorry, king and captain.
King Captain. Captain King.
Sounds like a plan. And he heads back, and you hear him knock on the door. My king, Alexios,
My captain.
My king and captain.
Oh, captain,
you
my
might
captain.
want to come see this. And he opens the. The captain comes out. He's like rubbing his eyes, and he comes out and he sees.
Pink eye.
Guy. You
and
wash your hands
he-
more, Lexos.
He looks out into the distance and he says, "By the gods,
I've got pink eye.
looks like Zalandar was right.
What? What? What was he right about?
This is no natural darkness.
I looked to the
This
guard
is-
like, told you so.
This is definitely something a lot bigger. But if
Is there any way to make these ships go a bit faster then? Let's get out of here.
that wouldn't help us at all. If this thing is here, then who's guarding the entrance to the cave?
Done. Done. Done.
Do any of you know what this is?
Idea.
Probably not. Let's move on.
The only person that does know is Alandar. If that man is right, that means we have just encountered the great serpent, Jormungandr.
You know what? What do you say about my man?
Oh god.
you.
Are you calling him a goose? A gander.
How many?
Your
how
man,
many
a
of
gander.
Shut up!
So Rolo, have you has your character had any like knowledge about like myths and legends, maybe in folklore and stuff? Would you say?
No,
Okay, so not at all.
I don't think so, no.
Kurok, oh, even through tales and stuff. Both of you roll knowledge arcana. Or knowledge
Yeah.
history, sorry.
Good.
Both of you roll knowledge history.
Nat 1. So 2 total, but I got a
Kurok?
nat
I'm
1.
checking what my history is. Oh, just 5.
Just 5? So yes, your character does know a lot about it.
So
five.
you guys,
He's so knowledgeable.
all you guys know is that, all
Wait,
Kurok
Kurok.
knows is that it is a great sea serpent.
I know nothing.
That's about it.
Ah, that's helpful. No, I've never heard of this thing. What is it? A danger to us?
Well, at the moment, no. We don't know its meaning for being here, but if it was a danger to us, it could have just taken out all these ships by just showing itself from the water. I mean, look at this. And he shows you the sea, and you notice the darkness that's in the water. It's covering the entire fleet of ships.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, oh, whatever god there is in this world.
Bah! I'll take him out. Blah.
Sorry, Zaf. I hope it's not our sect that has attracted it here. I feel terrible about that.
No, it shouldn't be that. In fact, I don't know what attracted it here. Maybe its servant is somewhere here doing its bidding.
Maybe it was your mother.
Wow.
My, we got a freaking peanut gallery today.
I know! And there's only one servant of your Manganda that I know of.
Who is it?
Zalindar, of course.
Oh. Fascinating.
Your Zalindar was part of the Guardians of the Deep, who was said to be guarding the cave, which is said to have a portal to the plane of water. I don't know how true this is, but Zalindar seems to believe it's so.
Well, if Zalindar knows so much, why didn't he come with us? Bleh.
Well, I know Zalindar quite well. I don't take him to be a man who lies, so if he says it's so, I do believe him.
So you met him in the town?
Yes, I've met him.
Quite a slimy fellow, isn't he?
Oh wait,
Not sure
sorry,
if you
I'm
can
getting
trust him or
confused. I'm getting confused. They have very similar names, you do realize that. Xandar
I know.
and
Zalindar
My
is the
bad.
lizard folk.
I get it. Never mind, that guy's a creep. He tried to kill one of my friends, and I very much hate him.
Ah, that sounds like more like the Zalindar.
Yeah.
His methods are unorthodox, but
But yes, we have met him, and he's quite slippery, I'd say.
I don't think he means any harm, but his methods are quite unorthodox.
Quite scary at times. I almost put an arrow.
I'm sure he wouldn't have minded if you did. Probably would have more respect for you, maybe. Or maybe he would try to kill you. You can never be so sure with that one.
I'm glad I didn't act then, because then that sounds like a 50-50 chance to me.
I think you should have.
Next time, Kurok. Next time I see him, I'll put an arrow in.
Yes. Good show. Since Danny
Well,
is
this
British,
is
I'm gonna
not-
make him British.
Well, this is not a time where we should be fighting amongst each other. We've got bigger problems at hand.
Why not?
Anyway-
Any time is for fighting.
Fist
Yes.
fight, Kurok. Right now,
But-
let's fist fight.
If anything was big enough to wipe out your people, Kurok, I don't think it's each other we should be fighting.
Well then, show it to me, and I will fight it myself.
That is why we are heading there. And he turns towards the cabin. He says, "Well, good night. I need my rest."
How can you sleep with that thing under us?
That's
I
what
don't
she
think
said.
I'm
if it
gonna
wa-
get sleep for another week.
If it
That's what
wanted
she
to
said.
kill us, it would have done so already.
That's not what she said.
So he heads back down to the docks. Farewell. You should get some sleep yourselves, you two.
Good idea.
Guess I'll try.
Um,
Now it's fear and
Yeah, and creepiness.
yes,
Um,
combination.
So you guys begin to head to bed, and after some time of trying to manage the shifting of the
Technically, seasickness gets better when you go under deck. It's not as bad.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah, after some time, your queasiness kind of subsides,
Yeah.
and you begin to fall asleep. Kurok,
Yes.
in your sleep, you begin to dream.
Oh no, it's a
Um,
buffalo.
And this is not like a dream you've had before.
Through buffalo?
um, you see yourself standing there in a empty room,
With buffalo.
and the entire room around you crumbles apart, and behind you, holding your shoulders,
Oh, buffalo.
are all your ancestors, kind of like putting their hands on your shoulders.
Are they holding me back or they're just putting their...
They're just putting their hands on your
Okay.
shoulder.
So you're using me as
And-
something to rest on. Got it.
It's almost like support.
Yes.
And as you turn back to look forward, that same skull that you saw in Gold's Keep, that the king showed you, you see him the same figure again, the cold skull with the skeletal hand,
Can't remember the skull.
and he reaches out, and as he comes closer to you, you feel so cold that you actually feel like your body is in pain.
Well, I have cold resistance, so...
Even so, you still feel like your body is in pain.
Is he like being
Like,
noisy?
This isn't like a normal cold.
But I've got
This is
Mantiborn.
like-
I'm resistant to cold climates.
This is not a climate cold.
Fuck you.
This is like,
Stop arguing.
Cold
Just
death.
accept it, man.
and as the skeletal hand reaches out to you, I want you to roll a wisdom save.
Do I like? Is he waking me up or is he silent?
He hasn't. He's silent.
Buffalo. Buffalo, everywhere.
Has he had a dream about?
What am I doing?
Rolling a wisdom save.
Okay. 13?
You are frozen in fear,
Great.
and as this hand touches you, you feel almost like your insides start to freeze,
Oof.
and it's like your body feels like it's shutting down all at once, and you wake up in a cold sweat.
Kurok, to be scared, it must be bad.
What's that breathing for, Robert?
You hear him wake up, Rolo.
Kurok, are you okay? What happened? Did you have a bad dream?
Yes, I had a very bad dream.
What happened? You look very shaken up,
Yes,
sweating.
I froze. I never freeze.
Wow. To make you scared, it must have been terrifying. What did you see?
I saw me freezing.
Kurok, maybe a bit more specific. What was freezing you? What were you?
Myself.
Winter?
I couldn't move.
Are you explaining fear? Like being
What is this word?
frightened, unable to move
Mm.
because of it.
I do not know it, though I have heard it.
Well, what did you see? What scared you so much?
There was this
I asked.
Huh?
icy skeleton. It froze me, but in two different ways.
Well, you're safe here. It's alright. It was just a bad dream.
How can I be
You should
safe?
be okay.
I'm in the middle of the ocean.
Fair enough.
On top
is
of a
rather
giant sea
sickening.
serpent.
That's also true. I would have preferred it if you didn't remind me.
I would
but-
have much preferred to have walked this entire way.
I would have walked with you too, but we were told to do this, and so we did it. Apparently will speed up our journey quite a bit, so that's why we're here. I think it's best we try and get some rest. Maybe try fall back asleep.
But that
So-
thing, it'll come for me again. My ancestors did
Yeah.
not protect me.
Well, it was, as I said, it was just don't read too much into it.
You're right. I need to go face it again. To bed, I must go. And I fall asleep again.
As you fall asleep,
That's
you don't
absurd.
seem to have this dream again. But you guys wake up the
Coward!
next day. You wake up the next day, and the rest of the journey is uneventful. For the next 5 days, you
Thank
guys
God.
Fast forward.
are just constantly
Speed travel! Yay!
Yeah, you guys are constantly out at sea. But Kurok, you have this recurring dream every single night.
Oof. Oof.
I shouldn't have eaten that.
And
I just ate a grass flavored jelly bean.
after some time, you guys reach the shore of the
Yeah.
northern islands. As you start to get close to the shoreline and start to see the land, you begin to see snow falling from the sky.
Am I familiar?
Um,
I don't
you
know
don't-
the climate of.
you haven't seen snow before, but you know what snow is like.
Okay.
Kurok, it feels like home.
Yes!
You guys get close to the shoreline, and you begin to slowly dock, and that is the session for today.
Well, that's very good.
Really? Oh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Short one. The next one's gonna be more thingy.
Do you really think it was necessary
Thank
to make Rolo and Kurok Doc like have the gay aspect of the relationship? I really didn't think that was that
What
was
the hell?
what
That
we were
came out of left
implying
field.
Wow.
at all.
I know
I jumped
because
off the ship
because I
and I
did
kissed
so
the
many
ground.
rolls and there were no events for the rolls.
I jump off the
wow.
ship
Oh,
and I
my.
dock with Rolo.
I did so many rolls and there were no events. The
Wow.
only event was
Okay.
them seeing the shadow.
Disgraceful.
that's the
It's
Like I said, it depends on my rolls. I roll for the random encounters
Yes, I
sometimes,
know.
and I had random encounters that were prepared, but it didn't know if it happened or if it was gonna happen. Or
Yeah.
not. I have so I've set encounters that could happen and what would happen if that were to happen, and then I roll for if it does happen. And for some
Yeah.
reason today, none of them happened.
How's it going, everybody? It is the DM of D&D Sanctum over here, and as you can see, this session is a little bit cut short, but that is because we had a little bit of a mishap with the recording of the session, so it'll be up to me to explain to you the rest of the session with Kurok and Rolo. So, starting off, Kurok and Rolo had just sailed ashore in this city. The city is in the cold, frozen north. The city seemed quiet and abandoned. They head over to the shore with King Lexios, and after they docked, they noticed that it was desolate. There were no people over there. Kurok and Rolo went to explore the city to see if there was anyone alive, but there wasn't anyone in the area. No bodies, no nothing. As they were exploring the city, after some time went past, Kurok and Rolo ended up entering a temple. And this temple was actually a temple to the being Ifrit, who we saw, Ifrit, which is a being of fire. It's a temple to him, and they're exploring it, and they notice inside the temple there is a missing gem. Obviously, this is the Stone of Flame where it's meant to be kept. There's a missing gem over there, and as they are, it seems to be a spot for a missing gem, and as they head back outside the temple, they hear noises of these undead creatures from the snow. These undead creatures from the snow rise up from the entrance, and they have weapons, and it's these whites. And they get caught up in a huge battle against these whites, and after eventually killing them, they manage to trek back through to where King Lexios and his men had boarded the city, or the shore, and which they discovered that they had found a scale of a large sea serpent. Can't be told which it is, but it's pretty big, but it doesn't seem like Jormungandr. So they assumed that a sea serpent either took over the place or something happened. We're not sure, and they found out that there's no people here except there's these whites, these creatures with weapons and undead flesh and bone. They surrounded the city, and as they keep looking, they find a footprint path that leads up to a mountain behind them. So they decide to head towards this mountain pass. They're trying to find the people. Maybe they escaped this place. Kurok and Rolo decide to move up towards this mountain pass, following the footprints, but after some time, the footprints disappear. And as they're walking through this pass, there's mountains on the side of them, and they begin to hear chittering and skittering along the sides of them. And this is where the session ended. Obviously, the session was more intense, and they talked a lot more, and there was a lot more interaction. But this is just a little bit of a catch-up, because unfortunately the recording did not go as planned. As time goes on, we have improved with our recordings, so yes, we can be sure that everything will become a lot more smoother and a lot more easier on the ears as time goes by. So thank you all for listening to this session, the rest of it, and we'll see you guys same time next week. Cheers, guys.
Number 4. We don't have numbers here. You have to choose. You have to choose what part of the chicken that you want, and then you can take it with your water, and you can go and see.
2 drumsticks, please. 2 drumsticks, please. And
So you want the legs.
I want the legs.
Okay, so we will take the legs for you.
We're going
and
to
we'll
have to
keep
do
it
this the
nice.
hard way, aren't we?
And then don't do this to me. And then we'll give it to you on a nice plate. But you must. We have made the log of the tree for the chicken, and we'll give it to you on your table. That will be 2 gold pieces for the chicken, please.
Please tell me it's
yes,
finger
yeah,
licking
take my
good.
2 gold.
Thank you so much. Okay, enjoy your meal.
Thank you.
Okay.
Rob, quick question: is it
Someone will bring
finger
it
licking
down.
good?
Huh?
Is it finger licking good?
Ben, does he licked his fingers yet?